Counterfeit colonel of one-man army seeks heiress of Wonder Bread for deli of dogmas.
I don't think I heard it. One more time.
One more time? Counterfeit colonel of one-man army seeks heiress of Wonder Bread for deli of dogmas. Farm-raised catfish of fathomless beginning seeks mermaid of primordial waters for upstream marathon and depthless stream of consciousness. Armless conductor of styrofoam orchestra seeks brass-sectioned robot for radio broadcast of new symphony written in blood. C# for details. Dead organist seeks prenatal plastic surgeon for everybody knows job in purgatory pursuit of skeletal bones sent down the wrong pipe. Handyman foot doctor with specialty in dog paws seeks Elizabeth Taylor type for long walks in circles and pumice stone skipping in the fountain of youth. Young nigga seeks truth.
Stop playing. Stop playing.
This is something I just printed out of a bunch of it's just a window I've kept open as I'm working on something else. And the thoughts that don't belong there, I throw here. So I can't necessarily call them finished in any way. But there's a few things in here that I like. Learned to kill through detachment and called it a high score.
Wait.
Family of whales were once larger. They did not thrive on human interaction. I want this to make sense so bad, I don't know if it does. The institution shields its hypocrisy enough to call rape a blessing when the spirit hits. It's coming, it's coming. I'll read a bit of this, I don't know if it makes sense here. For the moment, it's called a bio-algorithmic wind kush crushed into yellow petal tobacco plants sown over densely decoded paths. We were not the first generation to decode. Decoded moisture just to plant a jungle, new calculations before we knew numbers, red wind for news, anthropocentric timelines. Painted the invoice on my chest before I charged the world. A splash of red, a harvest and ceremony. Color code like blues, hoodoo-rotomy, Potolo theory. Windfellows and land merchants, queen mothers and insurgents, calculators of stone, mathematicians. Fossils to fossil fuels, ash to dust. Raleo optics, deep, give the unseen visibility. Make it plastic. Source molten power, industrialize creation, make life easier, invent greater means to kill, weaponize water. Give it the facial recognition features that makes it run through tourists. Demilitarize information sharing and incorporate it. Master said and unsaid, achieve in learning what is already known and understood. Science can only prove me right. Syntax Führer. Born of the resistance that birthed me. They can't build a better computer. Made music of everything. Is someone recording these cries? Bodies being thrown against concrete, you're not going to get better bass than that. 300 in Somalia, so much bass. Bombs, buildings crumbling, repetitive gunfire in the Middle East got some bass in it, but the cries drown it out. Sampled bomb blasts in the Pacific and let it run to the earthquake on the other side, then looped it. Will screams was fire. Harpoons and everything. Radiation make it sound analog. I wanted something death could dance to. Drum boom, tism, backbone, breakbeat, progression. Made one hell of an impression. Changed my whole style up, so used to the slickness. Sorrow streamlined into story. Dancing alone in front of speakers. My whole life. Impregnating tangents so close to the point. I don't know what that means. Too much reverence in kneeling.
Yeah.
Too much reverence in kneeling. Straight up. Yeah, it's about kneeling. The fuck out of here. I know there's more on that somewhere. I'm tired of seeing niggas on their knees, hell, even bending over. Hike the price of humility and speed up justice. I know this is bad advice, but I'm so tired of seeing niggas kneeling. Kneeling in prayer. I see the spirit of the ceremony, but the institution shields hypocrisy enough to call it rape a blessing until the spirit hits. Got it, okay. Major religions in the nutsack. Fuck women and get away with it. I'm sorry, I forgot I was in the Bible Belt. There was more to that point. You don't deserve it. Change taxes.
Hey, Saul, keep decoding.
Huh?
Keep decoding your message. I like your frequency.
Why, thank you. This one is called, I for one am happy they keep casting white actors to star in Old Testament flicks. You're supposed to thank God for giving it to you before you actually have it. That way God keeps your faith and is like, yo, you saw it in yourself, never doubted I would deliver, and boom, voila. I want to thank you for this beautiful show. Luckily, God updated himself. And that jealous, vindictive Old Testament shit was getting tired. The manner they murder the firstborn. It was on some genocide shit. But God straightened up, had a name change, got himself born in Brooklyn, sang regularly on a television show as a kid. Sang regularly on a television show as a kid, got paid $9 a minute, stretching notes for money. School of Music and Art. Sat beside Billy D. Williams in math class before becoming a cop. I'm supposed to say Lando Calrissian. Okay, yeah. The LAPD imported cops from the southern states as their black ghettos started getting out of hand.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with these types of poems. Put a cop in them and watch the words and topics start bucking. Boycotted Coca-Cola for being about that business regardless of bullshit the motherfuckers who drank it practice. Their argument, well, water don't discriminate. It made sense. It made sense for the times. It was an agreed upon reality, what we knew and practiced. And so the story goes. I stood outside and smoked a spliff before writing this, call it a ritual. The curve of the street keeps me hidden. I can spot the police before they spot me, my hand in the ready position for disposal, my neighborhood heavily patrolled. The existence of simple truths, still a crime. There's always a chance a nigga like you might star in something other than a police report. But police, like that Old Testament gang, mostly just follow orders. ghosts of all the young black kids killed in Chicago for the year appear footworking on the White House lawn at dawn. Rep your click, rep your click, rep your click. Ripping through the wires, it begins like this, a little behind the beat. The buzz of the sirens, the hazy monitors of East Wing surveillance, the phone ring, a knock on the door. Where your ghost at? Where your ghost at? The children start to rise. Is us, is us. Comes in like this. Broad daylight, French Quarter, bottle cap tapping in Jordans. Now, if the black ghosts dance, do the native ghosts read when? Is it fair to say general stereotypes follow beyond death?
Wow.
That moment you realize your imagination's been colonized by self-same bullshit that made oblivious maidens ghost twerk in Victorian corsets.